Hello. So I've been away for the last few months, and I have my reasons for that. I was going through some healing and self work and gathering more knowledge and wisdom along the way, just like the All Father Odin. But anyway, I want to get kind of back to but basically what the channel is all about, and this channel has always been all about basically, more than anything, I think, reclaiming primordial spirituality. What I mean by primordial spirituality, I mean indigenous spirituality. And the indigenous form of spirituality that I teach is the Northern European variety, which I call the Northern tradition. And I want to get back, basically pretty much making that for now on the main subject for this channel again. I don't want to get distracted with what's going on in the world anymore, or what, the conspiratorial or the political or the, all that crap, because that's all one big fucking distraction. Conspiracy theories are a distraction. Politics is distraction. That's what it is. It's a way of getting you hooked into something else that does not benefit your own self-development. Other than knowing how it can manipulate you, it serves no actual that much real purpose. And it's the same with, other things as well. I mean, it's fine to enjoy entertainment, for example, but to then get completely hooked in by it and have it take over you, it is a complete distraction. It's and that's the thing, it's about getting over the distractions first, and that's what I call you could say, the piercing of what the first veil is, or the first illusion, in a sense. And most people do not even get beyond that. And I do my practices every single day. My, you could say, shamanic / magical rituals of what revolve around savor. Savor is the magical shamanic art form or ability. And yes, that's what it actually is. It's an ability. It's what you could call a supernatural ability that only very few people actually possess. Savor is unique, even to other forms of shamanic practices from other parts of, parts of the world and everything. It's unique in the fact that it's fire shamanism. Because of Northern Europeans mastering the element of fire. The individuals within that particular group of humans who hold the dragon bloodlines, the shamanic bloodlines, learnt how to use this, and with that fused their own dragon or shamanic abilities to suit the element of fire. They mastered the element of fire and used that with them, fused that with their shamanic abilities. If you watch Avatar: The Last Airbender and you look at the Fire Nation of fire bending, element bending, that's what basically a saver does. It bends fire, but in a way that is not so much to an extent literal, but to an extent symbolic and eternal. For example, the Sami and the who are the Nohadi of the who are the Sami shamans. They have a lot of similarities with the Northern European shamans. But the only difference between them two is that one of the big differences anyway, is that the Sami, they freeze, the Nohadi freeze, whereas the Saver, they boil when we go. When you go into a Saver trance, you start to sweat, and you hold yourself usually like this. That's because you're warming yourself up. So we're warming our inner fire, which then intensifies as our red melanin. Do you see now this? Within us, we hold the fire tablet. One of the 4 tablets of the 4 elements. You see this symbol? It's the seal of fire. You know, this is why about over 10 years ago I came into interface with Soot, or Soot. I saw him. I didn't know who he was at the time. This is a time before I didn't even know much about the Norse lore or mythology or anything, or what I call my own ancestral lore. But I saw him within my mind, and I thought it was something different at the time. But I know what it is now, and I had to, and I got this on my. I talk about this on one of my videos, the Norse cosmology presentation I done. I talk about this experience where I had to basically battle him to basically seal him back into Muspelheim, the realm where he belongs. This may seem absolutely like insane to if the average person heard me talk about this, and it does sound pretty crazy, but I mean, it is my responsibility to be the keeper of the fire tablet. And the fire tablet has everything to do with the northern tradition. That's what basically the fire tablet is. But it's not so much in any books, it's within us. Within the Saver. Now, if you're watching this, you may be a Saver yourself. A Volva, which is the females, or a Vitki, which is the males. And it is our responsibility to keep the northern tradition within ourselves. See, the thing is within religions like Asatru, they follow the law, the ancestral law written down in the Eddas and the sagas and so on. But they don't go beyond that. And that's the difference between Asatru and the Northern tradition. Asatru is reconstructionist in nature, meaning it is a reconstruction of the ancestral religion told through text, told through what you call scripture, which is the Eddas and the sagas. The Northern tradition is reconstructionist derived, meaning that it starts with the text, or the Eddas and the sagas, but builds upon that through gnosis, through experience, your own experiences. It goes beyond that. Not that there's anything wrong with looking into that. I'm saying, like, you have to do your homework on this shit as well, so you can make the confirmations. But do not think for a second that you can just, read the Eddas and have fuck all experience, but know the Eddas off by heart, and then claim you've gained some divine spiritual knowledge or wisdom. No, you just basically absorbed information into your head and retained it. But you haven't actually done any experience. You haven't actually put that into practice. And this is why I find the difference between religion and spirituality in that sense. If you're a shamanic or magical practitioner, then you're going to go beyond, dogmatic religion. Because dogmatic religion, the vast majority of people who are in Asatru, they don't practice any magical shamanism, the majority of them. And then the ones what do, are the types that basically might be in there for a little while, but come out of it. They'll go beyond it. I did for a year. I was in Asatru. I was still, practicing, magic and shamanism, but I thought that was basically that was the way to basically do it. And I realised, no, there's more to this than that. And what happens a lot of the time, though, is you can go the other way, which is the opposite, which is the where you rely on gnosis entirely. But in a very chaotic way, where you reject a lot of the law completely, in a sense. Well, maybe not completely, but what I mean is basically the opposite of Asatru is Thirstatru. And you could say Asatru is the right-hand path, Thirstatru is the left-hand path. Thirstatru are the primordial giants, the Thursers, and their offspring, the Jotuns. They're the forces of chaos. The right hand is the hand of order. The left hand is the hand of chaos. But what happens if a lot of people come up with Asatru, they want to go into then the Thirstatru, and I have actually a grimoire on Thirstatru called The Essence of Thirstian Sorcery, and it's very hard to get, it's very expensive to get, but basically what it talks about, it's has certain things I do not agree with, but then it's kind of right about a lot of things. And this is where people basically could get tricked into going, making themselves polarized in that sense, and going completely left-hand path as opposed to the right-hand path. But then you need to kind of balance those two out, like on like the rune of Uriz, which is this one here. Balance. See, about a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, I nearly basically got sucked into Thirst of Truth completely. I knew about it for a while before that, but I was engaging in some very chaotic transformations within myself. And I needed to go through that to balance out so I could basically fire it back at the order, what's going on in the exterior within the nation that I reside in now. So I needed to do that in order to basically balance it out, to bring it back, because there's some serious draconian order going in the nation that I am in now, due to basically, well, I don't want to get into that because it's not as that really that important anymore to me. And I needed to go through that, so I went basically to use the chaos. You could say this is what I call the chaos magic of the northern tradition, which is the one side of magic what you need to balance out with the magic of order. The magic of order is the magic related to the runes. The magic of chaos, however, is the primordial Thursian powers. Gunundagap, Niflheim, Muspelheim. That's what I'm talking about. It's all about balancing out the equations, not falling headfirst into one or the other. And I'm seeing this too much with people now. You gotta use chaos and order, right and left, to your own advantage. Do not be a pawn on the chessboard. You play the entire chessboard yourself. That is the secret of the sorcerer, the magician. So the northern tradition, anyway, is one of the most complex systems of magic and occult sciences on the planet. It is only rivaled in complexity by the ancient Kemetic and the ancient Vedic, as far as I know. So it's an extremely advanced system, which takes above average intelligence to understand it. Meaning that this is not for everyone. And not just above average intelligence, but also are intuitively gifted as well. So to understand this esoteric tradition, it means not everyone can do it. It's very, only a few people can actually fully understand it. And this is why, by knowing all this, this is why it becomes very, you could say, seems very lonely upon this path. Because even if you, like, you know, say you find a, what you could call heathen community in your local area, they're not gonna probably understand the esoteric side to all of this, and you shouldn't go around telling them about this, because the more esoteric, deeper stuff, well, at least not without their own permission first. And even with their own permission, you should basically have boundaries about it and keep some of it locked and hidden. It's an occult system for a reason. And there's a reason why occult knowledge does stay hidden. And you can de-occult it for certain people, but not for everyone. This is what this is. This path I'm presenting to you, and I present to you on this channel, is not for everyone. And I'm not claiming that I know everything. I've got a long fucking way to go yet through my gaining of knowledge and wisdom along my path. I'm only in my early 30s. I'm not that old or anything. So I'm not this, you know, elder sage. Well, I'm not an elder sage yet, at least. But I'm only going to present what I know. And what I have come to know as the truth. Anyway, that'll be all for now. Bye.